Amid the current economic uncertainty and global economic slowdown, choosing the right investment instrument is indeed not easy. Capital market is currently anticipating external sentiment from the United States after the government's shutdown, and also anxiously waiting for the progress of the Congress discussion related with the debt ceiling. On the other hand, gold, which is often called as a safe haven, have been also showing uncertain fluctuation lately, which trend into negative trend. What is the strategy to choose the best investment at this moment? To discuss more about investment strategy amid global economic slowdown, we have Mr. Ariana Akbar. He's the educator and also market analyst of Monex Monex Investindo Futures, to be precise, right?
Yes,
Mr. Ariana, thank you so much for your time. You happen to become the educator as well. I would like to ask you, what is then actually the job desk of the educator in the capital market? Because I believe, Mas Ariana, many are a bit skeptical seeing the current economic situation.
Okay, mainly is giving out educations, of course, and according to the market, we have to give out updates on what is going on right here, right now, especially in the US, regarding the debt ceiling, the tapering, and the problem that they have between the Republicans and the Democrats.
Seeing what's been happening in the US just now, is it indicating that the worst is yet to come there in the United States of America?
I'm still optimistic that this is just temporary. Okay, so this is about what is going on in political. Okay, in political terms, they have doubt that the budgeting is not going up. But still, if they have reached an agreement between those two, I believe there is always solution on that one. Okay.
Is there any possibility that we can predict somehow what the Congress will brought up during the discussion related to this kind of debt ceiling? Is the result can be read start from now?
Rates. Well, I'm predicting that it would be like 2 or 3 years from now for recovering. So I believe they have to overcome this problem as quickly as possible, because if they do not overcome this kind of problem, it will become worse than ever. Because if they have no policy, let's just say tax incentive, debt ceiling, recovery is just a dream. Unless they have better steps to overcome this.
Are there any better step available with this current situation there?
Well, I think they are stuck in that in these steps, you know, debt ceiling, tapering, and these two steps is the main topics. So they have to overcome this before they going further.
Within the context of the United States economy, speaking about speeding up the recovery, which aspect, according to your view, needs to be prioritized by them?
I think it's about economic activity, manufacturing activity, as well as unemployment. So if they overcome this problem, unemployment claim, unemployment activity, then they can reduce the cost to pay these claims. After that, they can do, you know, further than this, is giving incentives, tax incentives, sales incentives. That kind of incentives, I believe, will really boost the economy.
So has it already give a big impact now to our capital market after what happened in the US just now?
Well, the good idea, the good news is that they are coming to Indonesia to invest. It's like overflowing here. Where we can see that yesterday, the index of stocks here in Indonesia is reaching out, like today is 4,400. It shows that there is the inflows, capital inflows to Indonesia from, let's just say, foreign investors, that they believe in emerging companies, there is always opportunity.
As the investment destination, how well Indonesia actually been able in terms of grabbing the opportunities from this kind of capital inflow momentum? Because by the time the Fed decide to taper at that time, everyone is panicking, meaning that we are not really that able actually in terms of maintaining or grabbing more opportunity from this kind of capital inflow momentum.
Well, I think it's according to the government to setting up policies that can attract any foreign investors to invest here, especially the infrastructure. So that, let's just say, if a foreigner let's say foreign investors came here, they have to know what to trade. Do they have the platform trading, for example? What kind of cost that they will have to trade here?
And given several situations here, is it still relevant to say that Indonesia is quite attractive to have many investors here? Which part of this national economy makes this country becoming attractive as the investment destination?
Well, we can say, from one thing, that the credit growth here is growing, and it's growing faster, especially in consumption. Okay, there is an easiness to have to own any property. You can have good vehicles, you can have cars. You just have to pay a little amount of it. You can pay it by monthly basis or other incentives. So I believe by this momentum, it is the right time to invest here in Indonesia.
What kind of condition, according to your view, should we establish and create in supporting the ease of doing business in this country?
The ease of doing business, I think, is transparency. According to the policies, transparency. In fact, that this transparency have to come up with some ideas that if someone has or wanted to have investment here, they have to know what they are going to deal with. For example, what costs, what expenses, what kind of investment, other investment that can choose any options. Okay, so in short terms, maybe, just maybe the outlook will not be so positive. But in long term, I think it's very beneficial, very profitable.
And in business for sure, people must think much further, right? Thinking about the longer period or term. We still have another segment to discuss about this, Mas Ariana. We'll be right back with more discussion. Stay tuned on Revenues International. Welcome back, still on MNC Business Channel Revenues International. Our discussion is about investment strategy amid global economic slowdown, and we still have Mr. Ariana Nur Akbar, the educator and market analyst of Monex Investindo Futures. Mas Ariana, we keep using this word on a frequent basis, global economic slowdown.
Slowdown, yes.
One thing I missed and troubling my mind is like, how slow? When we talk about the global economic development, we keep talking about slowdown instead of using the word recovery.
Recovery, yes. I think this global economic slowdown, it's slowing, but it's not stopping. Okay, meaning that being optimistic, even though it is slowing, there is any chance, any opportunities to grab. For instance, let's just say how to invest in right now. Commodity, let's say currency. I think the way I see it, this is time to buy. This is time to grab the investment opportunity. As long as we can know, we can acknowledge the price. Is it how long will it go? How long or what price will we take? So if let's just say if we want to have the short-term investment, maybe it's not very well. But in long terms, I believe this is very profitable.
How will you respond to this kind of statement? Instead of buy on weakness, buy at the lowest.
Buy at the lowest, I think it's more appropriate.
More appropriate?
Yes. Because, as I said, the lowest is like, it's relative. Okay, for me, let's just say, the lowest of price of gold is 1,000. But maybe in the speculative market, they speculate that the price will be like 1,100. That is the most lowest price at that time.
How speculative actually the commodity market, let's say gold, when it relates to the pricing issue? How speculative? Yeah.
Well, I think it's about investment, like, let's just say a safe haven asset. So how speculative? I think it's about how to save, how to, let's just say, rescue your investment right now.
Securing the investment.
Securing your investment. So instead of saying that, okay, gold is going down, we got nothing to do. Instead of doing that, I think it's best to see as the opportunity that as long as it goes down, as long it has my target, I'll take it. After that, then I'll prepare myself for a better environment, for a better condition, when I have to sell, when I have to even so, when I have to hedge. So if I think the price is going down, I'll still keep buying.
Several times we have Monex invest in the futures in our English talk show. Seems that Monex loves gold very much. You are in love with commodity called gold, right? Now, given this chance, saying to our business viewer, how would you convince to our business viewer that gold, in this case, has the lowest risk factor when we talk about investment?
Okay. If we can see the currencies, the fluctuation is more fluctuative than gold. When people see there is a slowdown, even though they saw that gold is going down, gold is the most safe haven than the other currencies. It fluctuates only for global fundamental factors. Other than that, it's none. It's worthless, I think, because if you see the currencies, any economic data, any economic fundamentals that occurs within times, they will have a big fluctuations compared to gold. So I think investing in gold is a wise investment right now.
Recent days or even recent weeks, do you see the significant growth of the trading activity on the gold commodity?
Right now? Well, I think it's the best. I mean, like, this is the biggest trading compared to others. You know, if we go to currencies, as I said before, is more fluctuative than gold. So I think people, by time passes, they will have gold as their, let's just say, their main investment.
And will it meet the expectation or fit with the Indonesian characteristic of becoming investor when we talk about investing in gold? Because as we know, historically, we are already used to be this kind of gold ever since our ancestors. They save everything in gold.
Yes, I believe so, because historically, most of Indonesian investors, they are not risk-taking investors type.
Safe player can be said.
Safe player, yes.
So speaking about educating the market, I would like to ask your opinion when we talk about this kind of economic slowdown. Emerging market like Indonesia, how vulnerable our position nowadays?
How vulnerable? Well, it depends on how we respond to what is going on in global economic condition, of course. Because if we take the wrong steps, we will be dragged down. But if, well, a good response such as we has now the APEC, it's a unity, right? So if we can overcome this with that's just a joint act regulations, I think it would be a better or a good investment to do.
With some international forum has been held in Indonesia, such as the upcoming APEC, very big CEO meeting will be there. Can we use this as a strategic channel in terms of making Indonesia being heard more? So instead of becoming the market and also the investment destination, we can someday become one of the global players on the business world.
It is a soundings. It is a soundings. We can show that Indonesia, let's just say, is one great destination for investment. We are emerging. We have the potentials, value. We have the infrastructure. We have all the sources. So let's just say gold. Let's just say CPOs. Other minerals that we have, it can be traded online or physically. So I believe so that Indonesia is still profitable. You know, in the future, it will be, let's just say, a better investment than other countries.
How well have we been able in promoting this nation there as the investment destination, because the competitiveness and also the tight competition climate even among the ASEAN country members is also increasing?
Well, right now,
what makes us different, the unique thing about Indonesia as the investment destination?
Investment destination, the unique thing of Indonesian. Okay, I believe that Indonesia, the potential is still not growing fast enough.
Okay, so in a way, there are still many untapped aspects needs to be explored. But we still have one more segment. I would like to ask you then about the investment strategies should be done by us as the investors to be becoming smart investor amid this tough situation.
Okay.
More on the discussion is coming up next. Stay tuned on Revenues International. Welcome back. I'm still with Mr. Ariana Nur Akbar, the educator and market analyst of Monex Investindo Futures, and we are talking about investment strategy amid global economic slowdown. About Monex Investindo Future, to what level actually you can play a role as well in terms of maturing the Indonesian investors to make them becoming fully aware about the importance, significant profit or benefit from the investment?
Well, one point that is important is through education. Okay, through education that most people see that investment in the futures industry is very risky. True, but there is risk management that we have. We always educate people, our investors, even the community, that investing in this kind of market is still profitable. So that don't be such a pessimistic person, being optimistic. So let's just say in how to invest or what to invest. We have the education division that giving out presentations showing that, okay, this is the fact that why you have to trade, why you have to invest. Okay, so in short term, that don't just stay in one spot. Go further.
Never put all of the eggs in the one same basket.
One example,
Another guys from Monex Investindo Futures also sharing us that kind of idea. I'm not going to be pessimistic, but I'm just simply cautious, understanding that many risk factor is also there. Even though we cannot just 100% diminish the risk factor, but at least what will be the best way in terms of minimizing the risk consequences of our investment.
Okay, there is a period of time. So, for example, within 1 week, there was let's just say one macroeconomics. You can't ignore all the economic data that is less important than this one. So, one example, if there is, let's just say NFP, non-farm payroll. But before that, they have another data, economic data. You can ignore that one. That's just being supporting on that one. But the main factors, for the fundamental factors, we have to take this one into account. So that we don't think of the fluctuation before the data economic release, but keep on mind that this one is the most important. And one thing that I always say to any investors, do not take action before the data release. Do after the data is released.
And what type of investors do you find commonly among Indonesians? Are we also having this kind of panic attack easily? That's why when you said like never take action when simply you hear this or that issue?
Well, this is one way of being said that this is one risk management that we have, because this is historically that we had before. There is always changing. There's always fluctuations on the actual basis of the data. For example, yesterday we can see that the data of NFP was say tentative. Right now, today, this morning, I opened the data, it was gone. So if you bet on that one before the data release, and you take positions before that, and the data was gone, we got nothing to hold on, right? So if you are doing so, you are risking your investment. And through education, we are telling that this is not the type you have to do. Ignore this one, avoid this one. Do the better one after the release.
And what method or strategy used by Monex Investindo Futures in terms of embracing more Indonesian investment to come to the investment?
Well, again, through research, through education, we are showing that this is an investment. This is not just putting your money in there and let it grow. No, we are just facilitating, we are educating. Do your trade, you know, do it wisely. Think of the risk, think of the profit. Don't go backwards or even back down. Understand the market and fully understand your capabilities in trading. If you don't do that, of course, the risk is getting bigger. In that terms, when you lose your money, you lose your confidence, and you'll do nothing.
In short, can it be learned actually, this and that?
It is.
Even in the capital or stock market,
yes.
even if I don't have any background, can I start everything from zero learning about this?
It's learnable. It's learnable. Just, you know, if you have the will, you have the way.
Yeah, as the good old common word says, right? 2014, we will have a political year, of course. Will this create a certain sentiment for our capital market, especially in the investment world in Indonesia?
Well, indeed, yes. This is the period of, I would say, is a time to wait and see, to see the policies, what will going on in the future, in 2015 and so on, so forth. But then, as I said, never take anything for granted. Don't do action before the release.
Right. That will be the best main defining strategy from Monex Invest in the Future.
Sure.
Mr. Ariana Nur Akbar, thank you so much for your time. And that was Mr. Ariana Nur Akbar, the educator and market analyst of Monex Invest in the Futures, talking about investment strategy. And up next, we have some more news and business information updates just for you. Stay with us on Revenues International.